I'm trying to think of like a pun or something funny in relation to Sonic. Maybe there would be like a crossover movie with Over the Hedge called Over the Hedgehog. I'm gonna donate my channel to charity. Sank the Hedgehog. So you probably thought I was gonna use a different Sonic song. No, of course I had to use that one. So Sonic the Hedgehog was like the most controversial movie of 2019 because when the trailer first came out and there was that god-awful, hideous design for Sonic and it freaked everybody out, there was enough of an uproar on the internet to get the director or Paramount or whoever to go in and change Sonic's design for the better. And I have mixed feelings about the fact that we, the fans, so-called fans, the ravenous folk of the internet, have that much power, but I mean, it needed to happen because the way he looked was unacceptable. But considering they were so nice as to listen to us and do that, and people were so mean, I think we all just owe it to Paramount to actually go see this movie because it's pretty good, so let's talk about that. So this movie stars James Marsden and Jim Carrey, and Ben Schwartz is the voice of Sonic. Also, on the topic of James Marsden, after this and Hop, I'm pretty sure that's just what he does now. He drives around with CGI animals. But Jim Carrey plays Dr. Robotnik, and it is the greatest thing ever. The movie takes place in this little town called Green Hills, where Marsden plays a sheriff, and he wants to move to San Francisco and be a different... Well, he wants to be a beat cop and see if he can actually make a difference of some sort. But he runs into Sonic, and they start this adventure together where they have to run from Robotnik pretty much the whole time. Now, as far as video game movies go, this is probably like the truest portrayal of any video game character I've seen when translated from game to film. I really don't have any problems with the way Sonic himself was written or acted or how he was shown in this movie. I think he was very true to a little bit of like classic Genesis Sonic and newer Sonic with the chili dog obsession. And there's a lot of like sound effects and stuff like that that harken back to the old games. Like there's a and as far as video game movies go, I feel like this is like the truest portrayal I've ever seen when it comes to like a character being brought from the games to film. I don't have any complaints about how Sonic was written or how he acted or how he was shown. I think it was very true to like a little bit of a mix of like classic 1991 Sonic and like newer age 2000 Sonic, like after Adventure came out. And I'm someone that's played a lot of Sonic games, so I've seen a lot of different like interpretations of Sonic, and this is probably one of my favorites. Like it's up there with Sonic Generations. Now the story is nothing groundbreaking whatsoever. It's not going to reinvent the wheel or blow your mind here, but I mean, there's a lot of heart and there's a lot of effort. There's clearly a lot of passion involved from the people that made the movie. They clearly know their Sonic because there's some sound effects that correlate to certain events in the movie that make you think of the games. It's like, hey, I know what that sound is. There's also this running gag of like a mushroom world, because the thing in this movie is that Sonic is from a different planet, which that's kind of like comic lore, which is interesting to me because you would think they try to keep it simple for the kids, but I guess it is kind of simple. Point is, you hear Mushroom World and it's like, Mushroom Kingdom? Are they trying to get Nintendo to play ball? Nintendo's not going to play ball on this. I mean, come on. Like, how long have they been trying to get a Zelda movie or TV show or something like that made for the longest? It's never going to happen. Interestingly enough, though, there's quite a bit from the Sonic lore that they don't pull from for this movie. Like, there's no Chaos Emeralds, no Super Sonic, no Silver, no some other characters. Certain things don't happen the way that we've seen them happen before, which is interesting because, I mean, it lets there be room to tell more and more interesting stories in the next movies, because let's be fair, they're probably going to go for 3, and if they do 3, I think the final boss should be Shadow, but we'll see what happens. But I think we should talk about like the main thing. Jim Carrey is a treasure, and he kills every scene he's in. He elevates this already pretty good movie to a whole new level. I love him so much. He's such an interesting actor. And I'm glad that he was involved in this movie, especially as Robotnik. It's just, he's so great. I hope he's in all the next ones that they do. And it wouldn't have been the same without him. And like I mentioned, this movie doesn't exactly, shake up the foundation of filmmaking as a whole, but it does have a lot of heart. There's some very good lessons for the children. I mean, let's be honest, this is a kids movie, but there's also a lot of like references and stuff to an era where most of the people in the audience probably have someone with them that doesn't understand. And that would probably mean that somebody in the audience was around at a point when Sonic was very new, and in that same time period that those references are made towards, and would understand them. So if you grew up with a Genesis in 1991 and you played the old Sonic games, there will be some stuff in this movie that will make you remember those times, and maybe it will be fun, maybe not. That is up to you, but I mean, the movie, it does that thing, that's for sure. Now, last thing I'm going to say, this isn't a spoiler, at least I hope, but if you consider this to be a spoiler, be very careful with what I'm about to say. There is a cameo from insert character name here at the end of the movie, and I kind of want to see what that person looked like before the redesign. Like, how did they have this character looking back in the day? That's what I want to see. But I guess if I had to rate this thing, I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray. I'm going to be fully honest with you. This is going into my Blu-ray collection as soon as possible. I loved it. I'm going to show it to my kids in the future. It's super good. Please go see this movie. Support all these actors that worked super hard, worked so many hours just to make sure that the movie was more presentable and acceptable for fans. It really meant a lot. But Sonic the Hedgehog, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below and educate me. All the time I've been doing this, still can't get it right. Anyway, if you want more videos from me, because my opinions are just so good and you can trust me, then click anywhere on the screen. It'll probably take you to one. And with that, I'll see you next time.